We're back. At least I think we're back. We are in the new house, the new internet. This is the jankiest setup probably ever for this live stream since the earliest of days. I'm still not sure if we're live. YouTube is saying it's not really sure. There we go. We're live, baby. Okay. Welcome back, boys. I've been gone for a little bit. We did the move. I'm in. All the stuff's in boxes. It's good to be back. Man, what did you guys do? I leave for, 10 days? Bitcoin moves from 70K all the way down to, 49,000? You dropped the ball. Now, I'm sorry I let you down. I wasn't here. I couldn't possibly have streamed, but that all changes now. We are good. So what you could do for me, please smash the like button. Actually, let's try this out, monkey. Hit the like button. Apparently, if you say hit the like button, it should pop up. I don't know. It should flash. We'll see. Subscribe, share the stream, all the goodies. How's the audio? How's the video? Looking good? Looking good. All right. So I have not had a ton of time for charts, but let's go through this together. It's gonna be something. Whew, man. I'm not too sad I wasn't here for this. This was pretty savage. So this was our chart from the FOMC, and the FOMC did kind of play out like we were maybe hinting at during the pre-stream or the pre-chirpow. These are the previous in this year FOMCs. And basically what we've seen is each FOMC, we see a pretty major or at least a local reversal. And this one did not disappoint. Wow. I'm not going to go through these again, but holy crap. Holy crap. Right here was the last time we were live for chirpow, and straight down. Straight down. Today's candle, alts are getting absolutely butchered. Bitcoin dominance hit a new multi-year high. And man, this chart could look worse, honestly. We're going to go into some higher time frames. We're going to kind of get our compasses oriented as we always do. But before I start, I need to say it. Take a breath. If you're panicking today, this is likely your first rodeo, your first cycle. That's okay. We all were there at one point. But take a breath. Panic selling on big red candles is just as bad as panic buying on big green candles. If anything, you should look at this as an opportunity to lower your cost basis, to get in lower, to get those sweet discounts that you've been waiting for. You've been begging for these discounts, and now they're here. Doesn't mean go all in. Don't do anything stupid. Practice risk management. You know the stuff. But downside candles on Bitcoin should be looked at as an opportunity, not the end of the world. Bitcoin has seen worse, and I promise we will get through this. We'll get through it together. I'll be here. We're back. Don't think we'll be taking time off again. That's not going to happen. Maybe not for another few years. Anyway, today's low. Let's check it out. Let's see where this brings us. 49K on the dot. Running all kinds of liquidity, all kinds of stops, I'm sure. Let's see where that little bit of efficiency back here from February busted even those lows. This is a massive liquidity sweep if we see upside action into the end of today and really into the end of the week. It's only Monday, right? Or is it Wednesday? I don't know what day of the week it is. But this low, 49K, where are we at now? 54.6. That is a pretty juicy bounce. Let's check that out. 11% off the lows. That's been my objection to a lot of these lows here. I remember early in July when we hit 54-ish, we said, I mean, this wick is good, but this is not like a capitulation, smash everybody, run it back up wick. 11% is much closer to there. I would like to see, obviously, a higher close. We've got 6.5 hours, but 11% is in that realm of liquidity has been swept, longs have been stopped out, and all that pressure, all that leverage weight has been lifted off our shoulders. So hopefully, that means we see more upside today. So where is our daily open? Always important to mark out. 58.1 going to be obviously where we would like to see this candle settle up higher. Let's throw a fib on our chart here. That's about at the 0.5, sitting at 58.5. Not bad. It's all right. What I do like, though, kind of regardless of this wick, regardless of this low, is our channel here. And I'm still torn, guys. In chat, let me know what you think. What are we looking at? What is this? Is this a descending parallel channel? Is this a broadening wedge? I don't know. With a close back in the low trend today, so 52K-ish, it's going to start looking a lot more like a descending parallel channel to me. That's not a bad look. The descending parallel channel, for those of you not familiar, usually marked by this kind of price action. However, probability tells us that we break to the upside on these patterns pretty consistently. So I'm not quite ready to call a run back to the highs, but that does kind of look likely here with what we've seen since the sell-off. Let's go to a bigger time frame and let's take a little perspective. Let's get rid of everything on our chart. A little perspective, a little moment of reflection here. This is Coinbase's traded history, not the entire history of Bitcoin, but pretty good. Yearly candle, sitting still very green. Very green on the yearly, despite the spookiest sell-off, despite all kinds of chaos, and despite me not being here to defend the bulls, man. Here we are. Yearly, 46K. So we've gotten very close to our previous bull run's resistance. 46K, 46.2 is where we closed up the yearly and then saw 2022 be an absolute crap show. We haven't gotten there on the table, but still holding that green candle. This year has not given back its gains. Not yet. 6 month gives us roughly the same number. Kind of a gross indecision inside candle here. Absolutely not the bullish candle we had hoped for Q2 or for H2, half two of the year, but still decent. I don't like the lower high. However, we're still holding some of those major levels. This could look worse. We'll see how this wraps up in 4 months. Actually, more like 5 months. Let's go down to the quarterly. Taking another breath here and bringing in the good vibes, exhaling the bad vibes. Definitely not a gorgeous quarterly candle going on. Plenty of time left in the quarter to change that up. We have still not tapped 71.2. We have not gone back to the previous quarter open. I still think that's on the table. I think that's on the table for this year, if not higher. Really following suit, looking pretty similar to our previous candle. Not a lot really changed. Lower high, lower low. Certainly not a bullish sign. Not seeing that bullish juice. Let me get through these high time frames and giggity high time frames, and I'll get to the chat then. Monthly is where things look pretty crappy. I'll be real. I'll be honest. I'm always honest, but I'll be extra honest today. Monthly not looking hot here. Lower lows, almost no high on this candle. It's almost an open and dump. Not what I was hoping to see here. Not what I was hoping to see. Bear div on the month. I don't know. I've heard people say the high's in, the bull run's over. I think that's some clickbait. They probably believe that in their emotional panic, but I think that's just clickbait here. We have plenty of time in this month. Remember, last month, July, we had a very similar price action go on. July opened, we saw some gnarly downside, yet July ended up closing green. That is still possible for August. We are just in the very beginning of the August monthly candle here, and a lot can happen. I don't love the way it looks now. It's going to look much better trading above 62K. For now, that's where we're at. Let's go down to the week here. We're almost done with the warm up, I promise. We got a lot on the week. Let's add our stuff back here. Monday open, also clearly the weekly open. Let's throw our previous weekly support. 55.8. Closing above 55.8 is going to be the bare minimum for me on this week. Closing below is going to set us up for something pretty ugly. Close below, and we're likely going to see that next week run it back to 55.8 and potentially reject there and move lower. So that is not what I'm hoping to see, but something to keep an eye on. We are so fresh in this week that it's almost not worth looking at this weekly candle yet. Let's throw our moving averages up. Here we go. Our weekly has now tapped the 50 weekly moving average. When's the last time we touched this? And the answer may shock you. The last time that we have touched the 50 weekly moving average was actually, we'll call it back in March of 23. February, we tested it, failed to break through, hit the 20, moved through, and climbed our way back up. So it has been quite some time 511 days, kind of a spooky thing to happen. 511 days. Let's look back though on Coinbase and look for some similar stuff. So admittedly, in the 21 April run up to 65K, we did lose the 20, tap the 50, and we did move on to another all-time high after that. We did hold support there. The 100 was unfazed until May of 22. So probably not very confidence building here. Let's see again. All right, so looking back at the previous two all-time highs, we've seen a bounce from the 50. I think that is at least a short-term positive signal here, keeping it optimistic. Losing the 20, down to the 50, and we bounced. So that happened in 2017. It happened, honestly, it happened here in 2019 as well, before the 2020 crash. It happened in 21 after hitting the all-time high. So I think we can say, hey man, there is a decent chance that even if this bounce doesn't bring us back to full bull mode, we're likely to get a little bit of a relief here. And I think that that lines up pretty well with just logic. With one-sided moves always retrace and very, very infrequently don't. So, man, not the best, but there we are. What catches my eye, and I know a few of you in chat probably looking at it too. What's up, Jess? Good to see you, darling. I'm getting through this, and then we're gonna see what you guys are looking at, because I have been divorced from the charts over the last 10 days. Below us, it's something really spicy. I've been watching this, and before the last 2 weeks, I was like, well, we'll see how that plays out, but we're pretty far away. I don't know if I want to start yelling about it yet. Down here, the 200 weekly and the 100 weekly moving averages, what are they doing? They're moving. They're looking to cross bullishly. The 100, well, let's double check. Let's double check these are right here. Style, 200, 100. Yeah, we're good. The 100, looking to cross bullishly above the 200. That could take some time. These guys are very slow moving. However, the good part of the slow moving is that they also are unfazed by price action like we've seen this week and last week. So let me do our little experimental TA. Sometimes this works. It's just something to do. It's fun. Gets our mind off of the red. Let's line up these arrows and kind of extend this out. It does seem as if the 100 and 200 weekly will cross bullishly, or golden cross, as people like to say, roughly the end of August, maybe the start of September. Interesting. Now, the things I would point out is price is still pretty high above these averages. And commonly, when we are far away from them and we see crosses, price does tend to kind of move towards them. And this sell-off does line up pretty well with that. Now, the 200 week, hopefully, fingers crossed, does not get tested. I don't want to see this get tested. However, I also didn't want to see price stop at 74, and I didn't want to see the sell-off either, so let's keep it in the realm of reality here. 38K. 38K. Kind of a number I haven't heard anyone talk about. They talk about lower, they talk about higher. It sits right in between our 382 and our 0.5 retracement of the total move. Nothing, no real confluence there, but something to keep an eye on. Weekly, what do we got here? Lower low on RSI. No divergence there. Market cipher B, not looking hot, man. That zero line rejection on momentum, kind of putting the brakes on that money flow. Let's go down to the day. Here we are. There we go. On the day, obviously lower lows. What really does concern me, though, is now we have essentially 3 lower highs and 3 lower lows on a significant time frame, whether it's the weekly or the monthly, whatever you want to look at. That's not great. That's not great. This bull run, or this bullish rally from 50K, has been very different from what we've seen in Bitcoin's past. So maybe this is just part of that difference, and maybe it doesn't really matter, but it is alarming. It's alarming. We talked about the bearish scenario a while ago on the daily when we retook the 50 and 100 moving averages, about moving back down, rejecting, and trading below July's low being kind of the bearish case. And unfortunately, that's what we've seen. The 200 day sits at 61.5. Interesting. Where's that on our retracement? 61.5. Right at the golden The golden Fibonacci retracement. Our 618 sits literally at the 200 daily. Not a bad target to be looking for when we were talking about one-sided moves retracing. That's probably about where we should be looking, that 200 day. So if you're panicked and if you're freaked, instead of panic selling today, maybe wait for that 200. If you still feel that way, then you can make that move, maybe with a little bit of a little more calm, a little more logic in your decision making. I'm going to go just down to the hour. Let's look at like the hourly, and then I want to get to the chat. I've missed you guys. I want to know what you're looking at. I want to know what you're feeling. So give me just a few minutes. The hour looks like absolute garbage. Obviously we're all going to enjoy this pop up right now from 49K to 49K to 54K, but not looking hot, man. That money flow is absolutely garbage. That momentum is absolutely garbage. That RSI is absolutely garbage, man. We're stuck below the 50 line. Oof. Not what I had hoped to see. Not what I had hoped. All right. So I got my little warm up. I do have some other things I wanted to show you guys I've been kind of keeping an eye on. But before that, let's see who's here. Who is back? Who's been waiting for Tom Crown to go live again? Hopefully he shows up because he's not here. I'm some other guy. I'm his brother. But if you're here today, I want you to put something in chat. Where's the Fed meeting today? There ain't no Fed meeting today, White. At least there's no FOMC. You know, I shouldn't say that. I'm usually on top of it. I'm not on top of it. You never left? My guy. How you doing, brother? Michael, how you doing? Good to see Michael. Are you still working with Decentral, man? Do they still even have events? I don't know. I thought you were talking about Tokyo a while ago. What's up, Dale Russell, Mike Bennett, Japernicus, patiently waiting. I've been anxiously waiting to get back. The last 2 weeks of my life have been absolute dog shit chaos. On top of the health stuff, right after Professor Bean's health stuff, and then packing, and then moving, and then unpacking. It's been a nightmare, but we back, baby. What's up, Donato? How you doing, man? VZ Fat Cat, good to see you. Sergio, my guy. I don't know. I might be dead without Sergio. Give him a thumbs up. Hey, Monkey, did that work? Guys, watch. Look at the like button. And also, if you haven't hit it. But apparently, YouTube may have ninja snuck in a feature where if I say, hit the like button and subscribe, it might shine and sparkle. Tell me if it works. What's up, Charlie? How you doing, man? Skiing Rooster, Tillin. We're so back, baby. We're starting from the bottom, but we here. What's up, Ty Fox? Justin Crown. Well, I'm staying out of the Hamptons. I'm not stupid. What's up, 𝐂𝐴𝐽? How you doing, man? Starting the FIBO at 25K. Yeah. I mean, it's not off the table. Rodney, how you doing? Barry the Rave. Portfolios are ass, dude. I'm not looking at mine. Do yourself a favor. Don't look at it today. Just don't look at it. It'll be there tomorrow. It'll probably look better tomorrow than today. Even if it goes down lower over the year, it'll look better tomorrow than today. Sergio, the power of DCA. Dude, today is the primest DCA day. Like, if you are new into the space as your first cycle, I envy the opportunity that today is to make that little buy, bring your average down. Yes, sir, the ER one. What's up, Jay Smith? David Pickle, my right-hand man. How you doing, brother? Chinggis K, Johnny B, Neat, yo. Gary C, the emergency Fed meeting. Oh, I didn't know about that. There's an emergency Fed meeting? Hold up. We're gonna see about that. I believe you. Like, I believe there is, because the other charts I wanted to show you, like, Bitcoin took a beating, alts are getting wrecked. But stocks, man, they're not down the same percents, but for stocks, they are getting wrecked. That VIX is high. We're going to look at the VIX in a sec. What's up, Matthew Barnes? Mike Bennett already got you. Sonny, how you doing, Sonny? I'm back. Foxy Thorny Sky. Turned out to be the most important meeting, like I said. I mean, yeah, it did, man. It was the most important FOMC of all dimensions, time, space, timelines. Let's say universes and realms. What's up, Heaven Peck? How you doing, bro? I'm missing names. Let me go down the participants list. Asterix X, what's up? Bad Baptist, my guy. Good to see you. Benjamin Cohen, Ben Joseph, Blair Stevenson, Brengar, I think I already got you. Brian Barrett, Brian Overholster. Cherry City Bulls, what's up, man? Kristen Dion, Consequences, Craig Bowen, Dale Russell, Daniel Giraldo, Daniel Lehman, my guy. I see you. David Brum, who I met in Nashville. Great to shake hands with you, my friend. Who else is here? Donkey Dan, Fedox, Foxy Thorny, Gary C, Gowd, Glocko, Marquise, Glyson, Robert, James 1? Maybe. Hey Zaz, I am Jess, the beautiful, wonderful moderator in our Discord. By the way, join our Discord. Links pinned to the top of the chat. Discord.gg/TomCrown. Jay Smith, JW, Jeff Gates, John Odendahl, Johnny B, Japernicus, Jose Gonzalez, J Stacks, Juanito, Deucey, BBC, that's the name. Just Call Me Joe, how are you feeling? Just Call Me Joe is an OG, probably even more OG than myself. How are you feeling? In fact, if you are an OG in crypto, let us know how you're feeling in chat. We need to lean on the strength of the OGs today. Loading name, Mark Zygwart, Matthew Barnes, Moggy Games on Twitter. Michael, I don't know how to say your last name, Michael. Mike Bennett, Mining House, Mozzie, Mr. Days, Music Tags, Neat, Novocaine, Paul Pioneer, Press Your Luck, Psychedelic Astronaut. Bro, we have like FOMC numbers today. Let's go. Quinn Dodry, Robert Pereira, Press Your Luck, Scott Lux, another OG of Crown Town, Ryan O'Ganey, Shipwreck, Skiing Rooster, Sky, Smash Toshi, Spain, John Pasa, Stayless, Steve-O, Ston, Mike K, Sunchip, Sunny, Pickle, Tillin, Tony Rodeos, Nonsense, Tony Rosas, Ty Fox, VZ Cat. Wow, there's so many people here today. Holy shit. Make sure you guys have smashed that like button and subscribe. Zachary Martin, Zima Duvant, ZH Low, Zigzag, Zip, Monkey, Bass Cruden, and probably everyone else I missed while saying them. You are important to me. I didn't miss them purposely. Let's go. Ooh, been here since 2019. You know what's funny, Dale? I would have said no, but yeah, dude, time keeps passing, and the OG like qualifying line keeps moving forward. Maybe we should put a poll up if 2019 is OG now. It will be eventually. Hello, boss. Good to see you. Bring facts. Netstar. Zeke. What's up, bruh? We're just used to gaming computer while we're at work. Make them what? Well, we're free. I don't even know what you mean. Do you grab more Jasmine? Nice. Isaac Walters, Dips Make You Money. Optic Earth, good to see you. Max Crypto. Crypto Storm, I got you. Crypto Broski. Make it stop. I mean, it stopped for now, and you guys know when I go live, it always stops. Whether it's going up or down, it just goes sideways. So don't leave the stream. Stay here. The more people here, the longer we'll stream, the longer we'll hold Bitcoin up. We'll put it on our shoulders and squat it. Andy, my guy. What is this, a crash for ants? Andy's an OG. Andy gets it. Andy gets it, man. 2017, that's definitely OG now. I know, I feel old too. First day trading, let's get this. I hope you don't mean today was the first day you traded. That'd been wild. Scott Lux, you're OG. Get out of here. Get out of here. 50K order finally filled. I mean, as a, am I OG? Probably. But as an OG myself, I was saying it the last few months, like, we've gotten some discounts. But I, as someone who has had years to buy at 50K or lower, I was not interested up there. I'm still not interested at 50K. I was talking a little bit about that 200 week sitting at 38. I would dip a toe at 38. I'd probably go all in if we hit like 10K, but we ain't going to 10K, boys. I feel pretty confident saying that. What's up, Sumit? Don't think you're a little late with this video, Sumit? I think you're a little late to the stream. What's your excuse? Where were you? Did anybody see if the thumbs up, when I say hit the like button and subscribe, does the thumbs up sparkle or something? I want to see if Monkey's just trolling me. I want to ask again. Alumni boat. Well, we all got to buy boats. We got to buy boats so that we can lose our keys in a shipwreck. Nothing? Okay, he said, please like. He said I have to say, please like. Let's see if that works. Monkey trolling, that's okay. It's a good kind of troll. I don't know what makes it sparkle. I know what you mean, though. I think I've seen it before. I've seen it happen. I don't think I have my audio on. He's trolling you? Well, Monkey's always trolling. He's a monkey. CoinGecko gifted a membership. You're the best, darling. John Foster Crypto. Hey, my guy, John Foster Crypto. I remember you. Getting that membership, boys. Don't FUD that 38K level. It's all right. The stream is now a like drinking game. It's always been one. It sparkles when you hit it. All right, well, test that out. Test it out. Hit that like button. Does it sparkle? Is it sparkly? Yeah, we'll see. What do you guys think? No green screen, no sunglasses. This is just the ghetto crown stream. It's got good vibes, though. What are you guys looking at? I've got a few charts I do want to show you. So we'll get them. But I want to know, what is Crown Town looking at? Can we look at ETH? Can we talk about ETH? Man, yes, we can. I'll tell you what, we will look at the chart. I'm not regretting selling most of my ETH at 3,900 this year. I thought I would regret it. I'm not regretting it yet. We'll see. VIX, though. So here is the biz, guys. Here's the biz. This is not a crypto event, despite it feeling like one. This is a global liquidity event. 65 on the VIX. Now, that's not an all-time high. It's not the biggest ever. But you got to go pretty far back to see higher numbers. 2020, the 2020 March crash. 85 on the VIX. The financial crisis of 2008, 96. It does look like these highs have come down, but over the last 30 plus years, there's only been 2 events with higher volatility in the stock market. This is a global event. This is not just Bitcoin. It's not just crypto. Brett Shib. Oh God, dude. Good luck, man. I have been trying to preach on this channel live 5 years. Been preaching to you. You want to be majority in Bitcoin. You can have other stuff. I'm not that maxi. I have other stuff. But when the shit hits the fan like it did today, my portfolio's down, but it's not in the dumps. That Bitcoin, you say, oh, I won't get enough gains. Guys, when it dumps, you won't feel like, oh, I have to panic sell everything because it's down. It's going to go down forever. Bitcoin insulates you to that downside. My portfolio is certainly down, but it's not in doom territory. Global event. Sounds like you think this little bounce is a wave 4 or 5 and it'll take us 38K. It ain't off the table. I think we at least see 61. I think we see 61 before we decide where else we're going. Check ONDO. We'll look at the alts. We got to look at the major charts first, all right? Then we'll get some alts. So here's something that is keeping me it's not bullish, but it is better than the other charts we've looked at. Total crypto market cap. We have not hit an all-time high yet. Thus, we have not hit the full bull. We haven't hit even the bull market, you could argue. I mean, I think it's a bull market since all the way back here in November of 22. But we haven't broken the all-time high. This is where everything went nuts in the last bull run, 2020 into 21. We haven't even broken that yet. And looking at our weekly candles here, obviously pretty beat up like Bitcoin, but in that nice descending channel. Very rarely in crypto, especially on high time frames, do you see that descending channel break to the downside. There's certainly examples, but it is not very common. Total keeping me kind of on that bull train. None of our indicators look good, unfortunately. Your majority in XRP. Oh, man. Brandon, my heart goes out to you, man. I mean, I got a ton of Litecoin. I'm right there with you. But when I say I have a ton of Litecoin, Bitcoin is 80% of my crypto holding. 80%. So Litecoin is, I don't even think it's 10%. It's maybe like 5. But I feel you. Your portfolio's down 12 grand, bro. I guarantee, I haven't looked at it. I guarantee I'm down like $250,000 since last time I looked at it, which is brutal. But you got to think of it the other way, man. A lot of you know this, a lot of you don't. I grew up poor as shit, like welfare kid, just me and my mom. I never in my life thought I would have $250,000 to lose, right? So I can be really negative about it and get mad and frustrated and whatever. But it is a blessing to be able to lose that much money and not like go hungry, like not just like be starving on the street. I just moved into a nice house. I lost a ton of money, but it's all right. It's all right. Always invest. You can afford to lose. It's the only way to make it through this, man. Why monthly Bitcoin trading volume in 24 looks so low compared to 22 and 23, despite being at an all-time high again? It's a good question, Juan. It's a good question. I might not be able to explain, although maybe I can off the top of my head, Juan. ETF volume is not going to be on your chart. Your charts are volume from exchange, local to that exchange. You would need to see an aggregate, like an aggregate of not only exchanges but ETFs, ETPs or whatever, OTC, the more venues, the more avenues where Bitcoin is bought and sold, the more decentralized, there we go, Bitcoin being bought and sold, the less volume it will appear on your chart. So if you go back to 2014 or something, or even farther on some exchanges, you might think, oh, the volume's so high. But the volume is only high because where else were you buying it, right? That was like the majority of trading. Now that trading's being decentralized, being spread out, and so it's not going to reflect the same. I would also then argue Bitcoin has not had a lot of volatility and thus not a lot of volume. There's definitely some volume on the way up to 75, but not a lot. But speaking of volatility, thank you for the segue. You're my guy. Speaking of volatility, here we go. This is weekly volatility, and weekly volatility is at its highest point. Oh, this is daily. No, this is confusing. It's actually technically here. BVOL 24 hours. Here we go. So here is daily volatility via BitMEX. Okay, we were talking about the VIX. We're saying this is a global event. It's not a crypto event. Doesn't seem to be. Our BVOL 24 hours, so our single day measured volatility is at a 10. And to put that in perspective, it's actually almost at 11. To put that in perspective, here is 2024. This is the start of 2024. Throughout the entirety of this year, we have only hit a 7. And that was at the all-time high. That was like early March. Volatility has been in the dumps. It actually hit one of its lowest points back in June. It has traded lower, but like only a few times and only for a very short amount of time. If we go back on volatility, we look to, all right, let's say November of 22, the bear market bottom, coming up on 2 years ago. We have higher volatility today than the bottom of the bear market. This is, to me, a bullish signal. I think this is a bullish signal. I like it. I like it. Before that, we'd have to go back. Let's see. The last time it was higher, May of 22. And if you were around May of 22, you definitely remember May of 22. Let's zoom in on it. Right here. Right here? Right here. There it is. May of 22. Boom. This was the last time Bitcoin in a 24-hour period was more volatile than it is today. So you might even, you might argue that it's bearish. That was to the downside. Volatility does tend to come to the downside. That's why we're seeing the VIX rocket, because everything is dumping. Tesla opened at 182 after closing at 206, 208 the week before. NASDAQ. I'm just gonna like glance through these. We're not gonna go in depth, but just so you get an idea, just to put it in perspective. NASDAQ actually opened at 18.5, hit as low as 17.3 today. That's a nice bounce, actually. NASDAQ, you did a nice little wiki here. Where you at? Only down 2% for the day. What's this wick at? 4% bounce, not bad. But big dump, and you can see even Thursday, Friday, big dump. You know what's interesting is there was reported some pretty high volume over the weekend for Bitcoin. I don't remember what source, if it was OTC or maybe it was one of the ETFs. I don't remember. It doesn't really matter. But there's big dumping volume. And what's interesting is it's usually you wouldn't want to do that if you have lots of Bitcoin. That'd be a bad idea on the weekend because there's way less liquidity. The ETFs aren't trading. Overall volume is just lower on the weekends anyway. There's less traders. There's less liquidity to sell into. So you're accepting slippage. You're going to take a lower price for that big amount of Bitcoin, which can equal millions at the end of the day. But it turns out that someone knew this was coming, not just for Bitcoin apparently, but for markets across the board. That volume stands out as odd without today's continuation, without seeing the candle from today. It stood out as odd. So something we could look forward to or look for in the future is high volumes over the weekend may lead into a continuation into Monday. That's some good advice. It's some good thing to look at. I'm going to turn back to the chat after we look at CME. That's it. Then I'm getting back to the chat. We'll look at Ethereum. We'll look at some other bigger coins, and then we'll get into the crappers. So interesting that Bitcoin dumped CME. It opened in the middle of our existing local gap, dumped lower, but didn't fill it. It's weird. So to to refit this, or to show the open gap here now, our open gap on CME is actually above us at 59.5 or 59.445 to 60.8. And if you remember, 60.8 from earlier in the episode is a pretty important value, or at least close enough to a pretty important value. 61.5, close enough. CME typically trades a little higher anyway. Pretty close to that 200 daily. I have pretty strong confidence that we see price return to that 200 daily, especially if we are going to go lower. When you throw your fib, it is right at the 618 at our golden Fibonacci retracement level. We did this earlier, but just rehash. I know there's a lot of new people since earlier. Right there at the 618, we have our 200 daily resting, liquidity resting there. Definitely something, definitely the price point to take a look at, especially if you're looking for a short entry. We'll see how that plays out. So we looked at total CME. Let's see, what other gaps do we have? At this point, we're not going to have many gaps. Let me update this. I'm not even going to count anything here. No gap. Not even going to count this. Not going to count this. They're too tiny. Did I get rid of them? There's no way that there's like no gaps available. Okay, here's definitely one that's open. I wonder why this isn't on our chart. I probably deleted them. 20 to 21K. Nah, I'm just going to count that filled. It's so minuscule, or maybe it isn't even open. It's not even open. There's a tiny gap here. I shouldn't even place it on the chart. It's just going to get too cluttered, but we'll do it anyway. There we go. 26.2 to 26.4. That's technically a gap here as well. 29.7 to 29.8. This is all filled. Gap filled. That's filled. Up, filled, up. Filled. There it is, boys. This is like the relevant gaps. In chat, if I missed any, there is one lower, maybe two lower. Did I miss any relevant CME gaps? Let me know. What do you think? Market is crashing. Well, Kamala is giggling at us. I mean, I'm not a Kamala fan, bro, but I think the last thing Kamala wants is for markets to crash right before the election. That does not make her look good, bro. Doesn't make anybody look good. I look mad different, but that's because I'm not Tom Crown. I'm someone else. Tom Crown is unloading boxes. What percent your Bitcoin bag? I like this poll. 90%. 21% of us have 90% Bitcoin. You're more Chadley than I. 75%, 12%. 50% or lower, 52%. Damn. Well, that's not bad, actually. That's pretty good numbers. 52% have less than half Bitcoin. I get it. I understand it. I would guess that if you answered lower, you have been in crypto less years average than the people who have higher answers. That would be my guess. It's a lesson you learn over time, and you really learn it on days like today. And we'll show you why. Others D. Others D. Let's look at other. Not others D. Just others. This would be why. This is outside the top 10. So obviously it's a little bit cherry-picked info. I don't love this chart, but I think it's going to sell. It's going to sell what I'm saying pretty well. So let's look at it. Others D, down from its high, did not hit an all-time high in this cycle. Down 60% from March's high. That's 60% versus what's Bitcoin's. Where are we at now, actually? I don't even know. It's a good question. Let's take a peek. By the way, please smash that like button. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Join our fam. Definitely not a ton of new subscribers, but that makes sense because there's probably not a ton of new people checking out Bitcoin today. I did miss a few. Wishbone, Islam, Shazad, Velinden, Think Win Win, Delantha Galapapathi, Snowman, most recent subscriber. If you hear my voice right now in the future or in the present, tickle that subscribe button. We're live here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We were off for a while. I was in Nashville, and then I was moving. But now we're back. The next stream will be less janky. It'll be much nicer. We're down 33%. Here, this is a great This really sells my argument. If your portfolio is majority Bitcoin, it is likely down, provided no other changes. It's likely down 33% from March's high. If you are less than half in Bitcoin, or even worse, if you don't have any Bitcoin, you're likely down 60% from March's high. Bitcoin insulates the lows. It has the upside. I know if you're new, it's going to feel like Bitcoin doesn't have any upside. You're probably thinking, it hit 74K. That's the new all-time high. We're going into a bear market. I can see why you'd think that. I don't think that's the case. It's possible. But the upside's there. The downside is where it shines. It shines, bro. If I was down 60%, I'd probably be a little more panicked than I am right now. A little bit. Take those words to heart. I'm not saying you got to be a maxi. I'm not saying you got to be all Bitcoin. I'm not even saying you have to be 70, 80, 90% like I am. And like a lot of our viewers are. I'm not even saying that. But the more you have, the scary these sell-offs are going to be. Guaranteed. All right, 618 here, 0.5. It did hit its 0.5, down 60%, but that's giving you a pretty good idea of the pain that you're feeling and maybe why others aren't quite feeling it because they likely are more in Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance again moving up. It's interesting. This is really interesting. I have so many new thoughts on this. I have so much, man. The lowest point in Bitcoin dominance, meaning the most opportune time to have sold alts, the most profitable time, the most alt season, was all the way back at the end of 2017. Might feel weird hearing it out loud. Our entire trip in 21 into 22 never made it lower, meaning alts never commanded a higher share of market. And remember, this includes stablecoins. And stablecoins basically were birthed at the early 2018, and their market cap has only gone up. It's only gone up. So including that huge growth of Tether, whatever other ones you're thinking of, still Bitcoin defended that. Still Bitcoin held on to more market share. Now, what's really weird is from these lows, at least in 2017 into 18, we saw dominance rally pretty much just to the first step of the bull market. And then as Bitcoin broke its all-time high, dominance dumped. Alts went ballistic. They gained, they outperformed. This time is different. This time is different. From the bear market bottom, we have just rallied. We have broken the all-time high, which is interesting. Yet we've seen no dump on Bitcoin dominance. So far, this cycle continues to be different pretty much in every measurable way that we could. That's really difficult for me as an analyst because I depend on what's happened in the past to try to extrapolate. And when the past doesn't line up anything like the present, that makes it more difficult. So what I wonder here, what I really wonder, are we going to see this? Are we going to see this? This looks like all the altcoin charts, honestly. 2017 high in the bear market. You have like a lower high versus the previous bear or bull market selling off. Are we going to see dominance actually break to a new high, or in this, because the chart's upside down, a new low? Are we going to see dominance move past 71? This was never on my radar. This was never on my radar before this year. I didn't think that would happen because logically this will just trend down forever, but logic doesn't always win, at least not in every time frame. Are we going to see dominance move to a new all-time high? Or not a new all-time high, to a new 5-year, 7-year, whatever, all-time high? Are we going to see it above 73%? It's possible. And the argument to be made here is, here's your low, here's your higher low. Logically, this shouldn't have happened. But it did. And so is this a bearish chart now? Meaning, is it a bullish chart? Because it's upside down. I don't know, man. I'm getting more and more on that side every day. So I'm thinking we're going to pull up Ethereum. You do. Guys, people think, Tom, oh, you're so lucky, or you're so good at trading. People say all kinds of shit. Like, oh, you're so smart. No, that's not the case. That's not what it is, boys. My success is mostly from the beginning years of just DCAing. I DCA'd for like 4 years. Bought Bitcoin every whatever, I don't even remember at this point. Just consistently. Eventually price moved beyond where I'd bought it from, moved above my cost basis, and I stopped buying. I haven't had the opportunity to really buy Bitcoin in a long time. But that's where the majority of my success comes from. Sure, I've had success in other areas. I've had success with alts. I've had success with meme coins, right? There's been other success, but the majority is just from DCAing. And here's the crazy part that a lot of you, if you haven't seen value of DCAing Bitcoin yet, are going to not believe or you're going to dismiss. That's also how every other successful person in this space that I've ever met has been successful. How you measure success, how you define it is important there. But the people who last in this space, the people who make those big life-changing dollars, every single one I know has done it through just DCAing, accumulating Bitcoin, and waiting. I know it's not sexy. It's not fun. It is what it is. Let's look at Ethereum. Then we'll go on to some other stuff. Not feeling too bad about my 3,900 Ethereum sell. Here's what kind of catches my eye with Ethereum. Ethereum looks a lot more rough than Bitcoin. Ethereum has moved, honestly, it actually traded in a red candle for the year, didn't it? I think earlier today, did it trade below 2,200? Yes, it did. Temporarily traded as a red yearly candle after not breaking an all-time high. Bitcoin did. Bitcoin still holding that green yearly, hasn't given it up yet. Ethereum has. Not a great look. Not a good sign. Ethereum has moved back to its 6-month open. So yeah, it's yearly open, obviously. Tapped it, moved up. It's not a bad spot for it to bounce. I will give it that. Not bad at all. Probably a pretty optimistic short-term bounce here. And unlike Bitcoin, it's moved down to that 100 and 200 moving average on the week. We're looking at that for Bitcoin. And we're saying, all right, if we continue to see sell-off, what are we looking for? Well, if the low is not in, I'm looking for 38. You sweep, look at this. You sweep the ETF low. You trade red as a year, and you hit these moving averages. That's what I think happens if we move back up, reject from like 61, then we break our low. I think we move there. But that's still a few steps away. So relatively, Ethereum being much weaker, at least for now. Let's look at our high to our low. I fully expect Ethereum to bounce from here. I don't mean necessarily bounce and go to moon, but like bounce at least back to 2,700, retest that 50 weekly. Fully expect that. Let's see what the F pair looks like. These pairs are getting brutalized, man. Ethereum, Jeebus. Traded down to 0.4. Actually, I thought that would be worse. The lowest point since May of 21. This is a weird chart. This is, you have to be able to argue, this is a descending parallel channel. You're looking for a retracement or a move back to the upside. I would agree. However, I think something we should all reflect on. And I sold most of my Ethereum. I didn't sell all of it. I still have at least like a dozen or something somewhere. But I sold a lot of Ethereum earlier this year. Something you need to reflect on if you were ever an 𝐒𝐸𝐺 or currently an 𝐒𝐸𝐺, or if you're sitting in like 90% Ethereum or something like that, right? Something you need to reflect on is, when did Ethereum migrate to, when did it do the merge? When did it migrate to proof of stake? Let me look this up. Ethereum, the merge date. Ooh, I like these little AI snippets. Sometimes they're helpful. September 2022. September 2022. Let's get rid of all this old, or I'll just do this, make a copy. Something you need to reflect on. I'm not trying to FUD Ethereum, though this, I don't know how else you would describe it other than FUD. Back here. Roughly here. It might have been, let's see, September. Well, it's like right here. This is the merge. Look at the ETH Bitcoin pair. It had rocketed, higher low, rocketed the merge. Saw a higher low. You saw another higher high, but that was it from November. So over the course of 2 months, maybe not even 2 months, Ethereum then began dumping, lower high, and it has just followed this channel down since. I think fundamentally the merge was bad for Ethereum, and I was one of the few people saying that as it went down on our merge live stream. I was like, I think that this is sabotage. I don't know who's sabotaging it. I don't know why. I don't know who. I'm not trying to like spread that, but I do not think that was the move. Ethereum was proof of work. People built infrastructure for mining. They bought machines for mining, probably billions of dollars worth. All of a sudden, overnight, they were worthless. So what do you think the miners did? What do you think the people who invested in mining did? They sold. Ethereum had backhanded them, man. They had supported the network. They had kept the network alive for all these years. And overnight, they just trashed them. I think that's a bad move. I don't know. It's not saying Ethereum will never go to a new all-time high, but I think that there is something fundamentally wrong with Ethereum at this point. I still have some. I am not selling it all. I'm not going, I'm not going to have no Ethereum. It's not a zero vote of confidence. It just worries me. It worries me a lot because this is what a lot of coins, cough Litecoin, have looked like for years. Here, just so you know, I'm not trying to FUD. You guys know my baby Litecoin. I'll show you. My baby Litecoin for years. And of course, Litecoin did transition to proof of stake, but I don't like that because these descending channels on Bitcoin pairs have shown me over the last few years that they can just keep on going. It's dangerous, man. This is rest in peace me, right? Litecoin. It did hit $50. Did anybody buy Litecoin at $50? If you did, you are Chad. Well done. All right. I didn't do too much on the chart, actually. That was my whole point. I didn't mean to like yell about the merge, but I don't know, man. It seems like something's changed fundamentally. I think another factor in that, though, is obviously Solana. Solana has taken all of that shitcoinery, all of that, all of like that FOMO-y trading volume pretty much away from Ethereum because fees got so high and Solana came in and said, look, we can do the same thing with no fees at the cost of, centralization, other things. I'm not going to get into it. I certainly prefer Ethereum over Solana still. That's me. There we are. There we go. Let me see on the month. Got like nothing on the month, man. Nothing. Our indicators are just going to be floored. There's not going to be a lot to look at. This looks terrible. RSI at a new low. Price at a new low. No divergence there. You can go all the way back and be like, okay, there's divergence maybe, but I really think that's just cherry picking. I don't think that that's really the play. I don't think that's the move. Here we are. 2,800. Support, lower high break. I mean, 2,800, not a bad idea. Not a bad move for a bounce. Because if I'm expecting Bitcoin to get some kind of retracement on this low, I logically am looking for almost everything to get a retracement on this low. So I think upside targets are the move right now. We will see if we start seeing stuff break its lows, but that's probably where I would be looking for a little bounce, a little move. You thought the proof of work of Litecoin would have a bit more value. Tony, what we're like learning here in real time, and you guys have seen me on this journey over the last 5 years, is that value in crypto is not as simple as we assume. It's not as intuitive. It's not as logical. Because if you want to say, I mean, not you, but like if you want to say what makes a coin valuable, there doesn't seem to be any single defining trait. The only defining trait, honestly, seems to be is it Bitcoin? Is it Bitcoin? Then it's valuable. There doesn't seem to be like any other kind of definitive thing. If you look at Litecoin value transaction, number of transactions, like use in the real world, which is what everyone wants for Bitcoin except me, that clearly isn't it. That's clearly not it. If that were true, then Litecoin would be at all-time highs, right? It would be bullish against Bitcoin and its pair, but it isn't, at least not yet. And it's been years. So what does define? What defines value in crypto? I don't know. I thought I knew, but I don't. I have no idea. We're learning it together. What's up, Cryptogenic? Digital Orgy, XRP all day. We'll pull up XRP. We'll pull up the big caps. Yikes. That was such a good trade, too. Actually, no, the trade technically worked. Is that line still there? There it is. So I even talked about this, I think the last stream, how I had placed the TP up here, but the logic for the trade was just this, was just 54 cents to wherever this top trend was. It's close enough. I'll say it hit. This was a good trade. This was a good play. I said I should probably change this, but I'm not going to change it on the last stream. XRP, here's your positives. XRP didn't break its low from July. That's good. Still a higher low on the month. It did test the monthly open, as it seemingly has every month forever. Just kind of continuing in this pattern. Honestly, I don't think anyone is surprised. Like, I'm surprised Bitcoin dropped this much, but I'm not surprised that XRP moved back down from this high trend and held its low. That's not surprising. Don't know what's going to happen in the very short term. It could come down to that 42.5 fully or close the day up here. Likely, we see it return to the high trend again. I think it will continue to do this for maybe the rest of the year. It's a hard call to project out that far, but that seems just par for the course. Hopefully it rips one day, because hopefully that means Litecoin rips one day with it, because they have the same chart. XRP maxis and Litecoin maxis both hate that statement, but it's reality, so it is what it is. Not bad. Last month, XRP did close a green candle against Bitcoin after about a year of not seeing it. Closed 27% up. That's nothing to scoff at either. That's decent. So far, even with the sell-off, it's held on to that gain versus Bitcoin. That could be a sign of strength. Could be a sign of strength. It's currently at 921 sats, trading below 760 sats, 759 sats. Getting ugly. Below, obviously, June's low, 672. And, man, you're going for your all-time lows versus Bitcoin. But we're not there yet. It's not there. During this sell-off, it actually seems pretty unfazed against Bitcoin, holding its peg really well against BTC here. I'm going to place an alert. 1,000 sats. Nice psychological place to look. ADA Matic. You all meme boys. You're a meme boys. Are we going lower, Bill M? I don't think so today. I don't think today we do. I think the low is in for today. I feel pretty comfortable with that. For today. Time to 2:17. All right. We've only been live an hour. Not bad. I think the low's in today. Hell, it's anybody's guess, though. Like, volatility, so high. Crazy green dildo on volatility for Bitcoin. Same thing with VIX. Stocks getting hammered. That volatility creeping back down here. But, man, hitting 65. That is the most volatile. This is the most volatile day in markets. Not just Bitcoin, not just alts, not just stock. In markets since March of 22. March of 2020. The most volatile day. 16th of March. Right back here. That says something. Absolutely means something. What else do we want to look at? Bitcoin dominance, Litecoin, XRP. Let's look at ADA quick, just to do the big caps. Do ADA. How's ADA looking? Man, can't catch a break. Looking for that retracement. Didn't happen. ADA hit 27 cents. That is not great. That is not good. 24.5, 25 cents below. Likely support. It is closing, it seems, above its measured move target at 30 cents. That wouldn't be the worst close, but you have resistance at 35 cents above you if you get a good close today. Man, It really just looks like ADA is going to move to 25 cents. This is not pretty. It could be pretty if we don't see any lows broken. If we see it hold above 22, 21 from June of last year. But you lose this low and man, you got more downside to go. ADA did break its all-time high versus 2017. It does get credit for that. Not many coins from that time have. In fact, BNB, ADA are some of the only ones. BNB even taking a knee. Man, Bitcoin being brutal to these alts. It barely broke its all-time high. It looks like it swept liquidity at the highs just to dump. That is very bearish in my opinion. Let's see it against Bitcoin. Not a lot of damage yet. Holding pretty well against Bitcoin. I mean, this chart, when I say this chart, but like BNB, clearly, I don't want to use the word manipulated, but clearly Binance knows what they're doing when it comes to charts, when it comes to their own coin, their own asset, and when it comes to the market as a whole. In fact, you could probably argue that Binance is maybe the most insider in crypto. They have the highest volumes for many years. They're the biggest platform. Doesn't surprise me to see them defend their asset. If their asset ever really dumps, I would have concerns for the solvency of Binance, which I don't have any right now. This sell-off doesn't mean shit. But I would have concerns. If we ever see BNB BTC dump hard, like down 75% or something in a small period of time, I would put money on there insolvent. But I don't think that's happening. I don't think it's happening now, and I really don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. BNB, what do we have? 400. 400. No div on the day. It's getting hot in here. New house has central air, thank God, but this room does not get it the best. Weekly still looks weirdly okay. Looks weirdly okay. You sneaky little coin, BNB. You sneaky little fox. I want to see where this week settles. I have 70 alerts, as you guys can probably see. I'll have to go through them after the live. I've not had a lot of time on the charts in the last 10 days, and it's probably saved me some stress. It's probably been a good thing. Ugly monthly, down 20%. This is kind of all I see on BNB. We'll move on. The 400 line was November 22's high before falling in. Holding as support here potentially. Wouldn't surprise me if the rest of the market sells off to see BNB rally back to say 500-ish. Maybe hit a lower high and continue moving down, retesting that 400. A little bullish kiss there on the month. BNB mirroring Bitcoin much more than others. Rejected from the 20, found support on the 50-week. Not bad. Hawkish on central air, hell yeah. Yeah, we'll do Solana. We'll do Solana. Of course. 𝐒𝐈HC Flavian. It's a hard one. W central air, hell yeah. It's a house. It is a house castle. Nah, it ain't castle, guys. It's only, I don't know, it's only like 2,500 square feet, something. It's not a castle. Solana, after all that time, man, we looked for this trade in April of this year from 144. After all that time, finally got stopped out today. Wow. Wow, that was not on my bingo card. Holy smokes. Stopped out. Finally, dude. It did break its range low here at 118, 119. So we would look for our moves, for our 1618 and our 2 measured move. If you guys are not familiar with the Fib tool and the way I'm using it, you should check out the free trading course on this channel. No paywall. None. Costs you nothing. It's just free alpha. Measured move down here at $75. You did break your low. That's where we look then. Let's go to a higher time frame. Quarterly. On the quarterly, stop it, Trading View. I don't got time for your shit today, Trading View. All right. Lower low, lower high, really reflective, very similar to Bitcoin on the 3-month. Sol BTC. So this is Sol BTC, but is this market cap? There we go. Sol BTC pair. Bad Baptist, if you're here, man, I know you're looking at this. I'll give credit here. Sol BTC holding on pretty strong, at least stronger than its peers. Stronger than its peers here. Did not break its February low, didn't even break its June low. After putting in a higher high, this is technically still a higher low. Solana could be uptrending. This could be uptrending against Bitcoin. It's not my favorite thing to say, but it could be. Market size for B on the week looks pretty sexy. Higher highs of money flow, momentum, not pinned down like everything else seems to be. Not bad. I'm actually surprised. Actually pretty surprised here. I did not see this coming. Slowly over time, Sol, you could win my heart. Well, not my heart, but you could win my I don't hate you. You could win my acceptance. There we go. 002. 002 on Sol BTC. This is where I'm watching. If it can defend 002, preferably don't even go close to it. It's uptrending. If it's uptrending, we can look for 0031. If you break that, you might be looking for all-time highs. That's not a bad setup. I'm impressed, actually, with how well this is held. SolEth. SolEth has to be doing well because Ethereum's suffering way more than the coin right now, and our monthly candle confirms that. After hitting another all-time high last month, still holding on to that green at 0.21, meaning one Sol will cost you 0.21 Ethereum. Using our Fib tool from all-time high, previous all-time high to bear market low, R1618 sits at 0.5, which means if our analysis is on, which tends to be from time to time, 0.5 would be the upside target, meaning one Sol will then cost 0.5 Ethereum. That's about a 2x from here. What's really spicy is the measured move target for this. Our 2 extension sits at 1. At 1, Sol would flip Ethereum. You guys think that will happen? Maybe. I think Ethereum would really have to eat some dirt. I mean, it's not looking great, but it would have to eat a new level of dirt. What's up, Nick Hill D? You're a new subscriber? What's up, man? Welcome. I see you subscribed. There you are. Is it going to work? Oh, yeah, I see why. This is the jankiest stream we've ever done. There we go. Is it going to play? Is it going to play? I see Animator also subscribed. Nice. Keep them coming. There it is. Nick Hill D. There you are, man. If you're out there and you haven't subscribed, subscribe now, so I'll shout you out. Get your name up on the stream, and I'll welcome you. Also, if you're new, join the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. My tire represents the market. Yes, it does. It's goodbye steaks, hello ramen. I'm not selling any of my biddy. Why you look rough, bro? Do I look rough? I mean, it's been a rough 2 weeks, man. It's been rough. Not even talking about the charts. It's been rough. I moved, had a big health thing. Dude, it's been rough. Maybe it is justified that I look rough, but I don't think I look too rough. TA and AVAX, we could. Let me see, scrolling up. Smashtoshi Smakamoto says, take note, everyone. Tom is the only crypto YouTuber that gives his trainings and educational videos for free. Actually, you're probably right. You're probably right. At least at this level of quality and knowledge. Yeah, you're probably right. There might be others, but I don't know. It doesn't come to mind. You might actually be right about that. Yeah, we have a bangin' free trading course. It's just in a playlist on the channel. Check it out after the live. When you look at the stock market, the gains are shit compared to crypto. Absolutely. What's up, BCashy? How you doing, man? BCH, only for you. And because I know you've asked a few times over the last months and I haven't looked at it. We'll look at it. Bcash on the dollar. Tested 300 again. I'd like to see it hold. I mean, this is equally shitty to all the other things we're seeing right now. Lower lows, lower highs. We tested 300, closing above 300 today. Probably looking for like 360, 350, at least a bounce. Let's look at the BTC pair, though. That's what you wanted to see. Trade got wrecked. Dominance never broke. Let's get rid of some of this. Let's go to the month. Bitcoin Cash. The most successful fork of Bitcoin ever. Looks really similar to June, July of last year, which is weird. March, April. You get the big green, get the red, get a little bleeding. Bitcoin Cash going to look to hold a higher low on the Bitcoin pair. Hold above 0048. Let's just call it 005. And you don't have the worst setup, actually. I prefer this double top. I prefer the double top on the BTC pair over like a lower high. A lower high there, I think, would set it up for another lower high and a break of the low and then exploring new all-time lows. But the double top for me is a weaker reversal, especially into a higher low. I'm going to set an alert. Into a higher low. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. It's just a weak bearish div. It's like a weak bearish signal versus a much stronger one if you had a lower high. Let's see, you're really far in your retracement. Obviously not ideal. Not a lot to TA here. You're all the way down in your retracement. You're at like the deepest retracement. You just need to see it hold above 005. I think that's really the trick. At lowest, 00465. All right, that's more fair. 00465. Hold that, you have a higher low, and then whatever happens here, probably come back to 01. You've had 1, 2, 3 higher lows. You start painting a flat top, and that could get bullish. That could definitely get bullish. Just like Litecoin, I'm surprised. Bitcoin Cash, I'm surprised both of them sat back seat to Ethereum's ETF. I would have expected both of them to get ETFs first. It's weird to me. This is not the worst. It's not the worst Bitcoin chart, BTC pair chart. Right on the trend line, I'll take it. Even into a higher, okay. And even in July, you hit a higher high on the day. If you hold here, that's a higher low. That's the beginning of an uptrend. 0065. 0065. Let's assume the low's in. What do we got? Maybe. I don't like that trade, but something like this, basically making a bet that you're going to hold that higher low and that you're going to retest your highs as high as 0.01. Maybe only to that 0085 level. It's right around the 618 retracement. That's not bad. I think there's a trade there. Considering every other Bitcoin pair looks like total garbage. That one doesn't look too bad. Solana doesn't look too bad either. Not too bad. CZ manipulating BNB from prison. Probably just Binance. Just the whole thing, man. The whole company. You do live trading? We do live trading. Our pod. Today is our first stream back. Apparently we have a lot of new viewers. Welcome, viewers. Welcome. This is a ghetto stream. This is our first stream back. I moved houses, and I moved houses on the 1st. And I just finished all the crap at the other house. Cleaning it up, everything out, throwing everything away. And so I've just like begun unpacking here, and this is bare bones stream. But we got it live. I had to go live today. It's too spicy not to. I missed you guys. You missed me, I know. I missed you guys, and I missed streaming, and I wanted to be there for you, so we just made it work. We made it work. It's going all right. If you are new, smash that like button and subscribe. We're live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Live. Putting out content every day of the week. You heard about me on Lifer's channel. Love Sam. Saw him in Nashville. We had a great time together. ONDO. All right, Craig, Wayne. I'll pull up some shitters now. What do you guys want to look at? No, ONDO, no. Bro, you're swerving. Swerving that 49-cent entry. Lame. Lame. We waited forever for that. Swerved. We'll see ONDO close above 75 cents this month. Plenty of time. ONDO on the week. So really, this is just a daily candle because it's Monday. Back to green. Interesting. Interesting. Showing some relative strength there. Nothing. Not enough history for the week. And you're going to get some kind of bull div. ONDO has some kind of bullish divergence. This is your lowest point on the day of RSI ever. And it is not your lowest price. So really, no matter how you want to draw it, you have some kind of bullish divergence. Take that. Take that home. Put that in your pipe. We got a lot of good trades on ONDO and well, obviously some for ones with this sell-off on ONDO and others. But yeah, probably looking on a green close today. I could see into this week come back up to July 9th's low. This was your only point of support, really. You hit support, lower high, you fell through it. You almost came to our target, son of a bitch. With confluence, you have your golden fib retracement level right around there. Your 0.5 would be at that 85, 84. Your 618 back to $1. We'll have to see how the rest of the market cooks. If Bitcoin gets a real bounce and we see it move back to the top of the channel or even kind of just indicate it's going back to the top of the channel, which we have not yet, but we might see it. Probably going to see ONDO back at like 97 cents. I think anyone in an underwater position or anyone freaking out, I think that's where I would be targeting. Maybe I would limit order a little at 84 and then a little bit at 97. Just layer out, see if you can get some profitable sells versus just selling the wick today. But that doesn't look too bad. That could look worse. Bullish all in. Go for it, Rip Radar. Take your own risks, bro. You got this. Got beat up. I will say that ONDO, man, green candle on the day. Green candle on the day. We'll see how it closes. Bitcoin ain't got that green candle. Still got quite a bit, about 10%. 10%. This is a lot. This is pretty big, actually. 10% back to green. What's up, Raki? I see you subscribed. Rihan Kurishi. There you are, Rihan. Raki. Andreas Hauser. What's up, Andreas? How you doing, bro? Andreas. A name I cannot pronounce because it's in a language I can't read. Some kind of Asian language. I'm not sure which one, but welcome. Wherever you are from, whatever your name is, you're welcome here. People from all over the world are welcome here. Not used to you without the sunglasses. Yeah, I just said screw it. Screw it. I've done non-sunglasses streams, just, you know. Just not all that often. I don't have my bright lights on. That's really why I don't have them on. They're a big help with them bright lights. Let's see. Helium somehow up on the day. Is anything up on the week? Literally nothing in the top 100 is up on the week. Except for gold, Tether gold. That doesn't count. On the day, HNT up 8%. That's kind of interesting. Celestia up about 8%. Brett, we'll look at Brett. ONDO up, yep. So in the top 100, ONDO, let's see, Mantra, whatever that is, OM, ONDO, Brett, Celestia, and Helium in the top 100 are the only green candles today. Let's see what Brett has for us. Let's stay optimistic. So weird. Why is it saying, oh, okay, it's not a daily candle that's green. It's last 24 hours. So we can still have red dailies. Obviously, Brett, red daily here. Brett finally filling us, not stopping us out. Wow. We've gotten stopped out on so many trades. We love to place these longs and shorts at monthly macro resistances and supports. And a lot of the time you'll see me place them and they'll just sit there, right? This was placed in June. So it wasn't that long ago. It was placed in June. And I bet a lot of you thought that'll never fill. And I probably thought that at some point too. But this is a great example today is such a good example of the power of limit orders. You can set them and walk away. If anyone, since we placed this, just set a limit order at 75 cents and walked away, they got filled. And now they're up. And not only did they buy on this wick, they didn't sell on this wick. They didn't panic sell. They let the market come to them. And that is such a powerful strategy in crypto. When you're new, it's okay. Every single person does it. All of us did it in the past. We try to get away from this here. But when you're new, you chase up and you chase down. And that ends up with you basically buying high and selling low. When you use limit orders and you understand how to use them, and you just wait, it takes patience. New people don't have patience. You are letting the market come to you, and you are dictating at which price you will buy. You aren't chasing. You're letting it come to you, which almost guarantees that you buy low and sell high when they fill. That was a great trade. I hope that plays out. I hope it continues to play out. Still a little early to celebrate. Let's see. A little early to celebrate any of these entries because we don't really have any definitive sign that the sell-off is over for sure. We're still in the wake of it. You do have some gnarly moving averages above you on the day for Brett. That's going to be some resistance, 10 cents. Probably not a bad take profit for anyone looking for a take profit on that 75-cent entry or lower. You got lower. Congrats. You know, there's not that much to say about this chart, obviously, because there's not a lot of history, but mostly because only one thing is going on. You had an all-time high, you had a higher low, all-time high, you came back to our previous resistance right here, 75 cents, and tapped it. Classic SR flip. Some of the best trades in the world, in my experience, have been that easy. They've been look at previous resistance, even if price is far away from it, and maybe look to enter as support. Look for a long on that previous resistance. Been some of my best trades. Brain dead. No fancy indicators, no crazy concepts. Just this is where it stopped before it broke past, and now if it comes back, can bet on a bounce. It's not bad, man. It's like a TNT here. We've been live an hour and 30. Longer than I thought we'd be live. You jump in the Discord, though. Discord.gg/TomCrown. We'll probably have we'll call it an open mic night tonight. I'll probably crack some brews and shoot the shit with you guys if anyone's interested. I know it's Monday. It's not the party night, but everybody, open doors. You don't have to have any kind of roles or anything. Tia, let's see, Tia, little green candle on the day today, but after hitting a lower low, I do not like this chart as much as others. You can see I was looking for higher highs and higher lows, and I was looking for 882. Did not happen. Really, really weak retracement. Here's my issue with Tia. At this point, it is a knife. It's probably been a knife for a while, but at this point, it's really a knife. You have a nice bounce, right? You're off your low. That's a pretty significant bounce for the day. Hit for $4, now it's at $5, so 25% bounce. Like, that's good. But the problem is this, you have a lower low and you just don't have support below you. You don't have support. $1.90 would be the next potential place I would look. If you draw your fib from July's low to July's high, your 1618 sits directly on that lowest point in price for T at 190. That's some confluence of that move. You have broken the low, so you logically look for that fib extension. And that fib extension brings you to 190, and that is quite a fall from here. It's another 50%. The reason I say it's a knife is when alts bottom out, they tend to do this. They break a low, there's only one place to look below them. It's obvious. And then they just never go back there. They just retrace, go back up. But that happens just one time in an entire cycle. And it doesn't always even happen. Not all charts even see that happen. So this is a super knife in my book. There's a high risk, high reward. It is so high risk that I wouldn't be interested in the trade. If TIA trades to 190, I might buy some. I don't think I've ever bought any. I might buy some. But at this moment for me, it's hands off. You've only hit lower highs. This just looks like Mordor. I don't even know. Freaking Mordor. It's like the castle. All these shoulders everywhere. Lower highs, lower lows, all the way down. Failed rallies, lower lows. Hopefully I'm wrong, because I know a lot of you guys, or at least some of you, have TIA. I'd like to see this go up. I'd like to see a profit. But at the moment, man, I got to say it's no touch for me. No touch at all. Because we're getting back on the Bitcoin train, Bitcoin pair train, let's look at its BTC pair, which I've never looked at, but I assume is really bad looking. It's pretty bad looking. Honestly, it looks just like its price. It doesn't really have much deviation at all. Similar to its USD pair, TIA has supported 657 sats, currently at 940. You've got your bullish engulf just under 1,000, similar to XRP. You got to see a trade above there. If you reject from 1,000, which is also a psychological level, you're looking for that 657, and then all bets are off. Then you're looking at all-time lows. Wish I could be more bullish. Chart is not giving me the signs. Short of T at 730. Hell yeah, Randy. Mods. Feds will take a 500 base interest rate cut. 𝐂𝐲 that doesn't make no sense. Do you mean 50 BPS? I mean, that's possible. 50 is possible. 500 is not possible, dude. 500 would mean they would cut from 5% to 0. Not gonna happen. Do I think another dump is coming, Turd Fergie? How you doing, bro? Good to be here. Good to have you here. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell right now. All of our indicators are just going to be floored. That was the most volatile move Bitcoin has seen since 2020 in March. It's hard to tell. This is not really what I was hoping for on the bounce here. Hoping to see a little more conviction in the bounce. I do think that we trade at least back 56,000. I think there's a very good probability of trading to 61. High 60, low 61. 618 retracement. You've got your 200-day moving average. You haven't tested it as resistance. I think that this is where price is going to move. But that being said, certainly today could wick lower. We want, by the close of today, above 52K, back in this giant, whatever this is, channel, wedge. Want to see it close its daily back in there. Even tomorrow, if we close here, tomorrow you could see a slightly lower low. Maybe that'll give us the umph back up. But I think 61 very likely, even if we're going lower. So to answer your question, I'd have to consult my crystal ball. There's going to be a lot of people today who claim to know what's going to happen tomorrow or even into today. And I will tell you more confidently than I can tell you what will happen with price action. I can tell you those people do not know what is going to happen next. They do not. Even if I called this, I'm going to go 50K. Cool, man. Sure. Bet you did. But you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. They can have conviction. They can have logical reasoning. And those things we could at least examine and say, all right, you have reason. You have a thesis here that we can examine. But every LARP today is going to say, I know what's going to happen next because it gets clicks. That's what they want. That's what I want. I want clicks too, but I'm just not willing to lie for it. Nobody knows. If you are feeling panic today, I recommend you take a break. Don't look at your portfolio. Take a break. Walk away. Take your mind off of the market. Do something else. Come back. And if you feel that way, then start making the moves you want to make. I think we see a return to 61 at minimum. Never make a move in panic or in FOMO, period. Never works. The same way buying the tops of green candles, we always say, yeah, it might keep going, but buying the tops of green candles is just a bad strategy. The same is true today. Selling the bottom of red candles is a bad strategy overall. Don't buy high, sell low. Buy low, sell high. And you can't do that if you're chasing the market. Limit orders are your friend. your friend. All right, boys. All right, boys. I'm losing my voice. It's 2:50. We've been live almost like an hour and a half. Getting up there to 2 hours. I've got a lot of unpacking to do. I wanted to update you guys. I don't think that the bull run is over. In fact, I think it hasn't even really started. Take a look at total crypto market cap. Tell me otherwise. Don't panic. If you're feeling panicked also, you need a little extra support, jump in the Discord. We're going to have a little boys night. Gals invited as well. I'm going to drink some brews. We're going to commiserate. We're going to have a good time. Open invite. Open invite. You don't have to be a member or anything. Just open invite. Open mic night. Join us. I don't know exactly what time, but I'll update you in the Discord. Hope a lot of you join. This is a huge value in crypto, is community, and just being around people who know what you're going through. It is maybe the most valuable, maybe even more valuable than like chart stuff. It's just being around people who know what you're going through, and you can talk out how you're feeling, and maybe get walked off some ledges, right? But I'm losing my voice. It's time. I love you all. Thank you for joining me. I'm sorry I've been gone. We're not going to have that happen again. We'll be live again on Wednesday at the latest. I love you, fam. Make sure you subscribe, hit the likes, and I will catch you soon.